Breaking right now, another disaster for Meghan Markle as she is forced to delay, potentially axe, new episodes of her podcast amid the LA fires backlash.
Clips of Meghan Markle, podcast microphones, and Angela Levin from interviews flash across the screen. Breaking news from the royal media world. Angela Levin is not holding back. Meghan Markle's podcast has hit yet another roadblock, and Levin just delivered a brutal takedown.
This is going to be particularly difficult for her this week because that news comes as we learn that Catherine, the Princess of Wales, is being offered to appear on multiple Vogue covers. Prince Harry is currently relegated to the cover of Hello magazine, where he is pushing the couple's narrative that, in fact, all they were doing during the LA wildfires was trying to help. But this is where we learn the news about Meghan's podcast. Hello reveals that a series of new podcast episodes from Meghan have been pushed back as a result of the backlash. She and Harry instead set out to do what they would almost certainly have done in their former lives as working royals, dishing out hugs to console those fleeing the fires and handing out food parcels in Pasadena. They just want to help, a source told Hello, after photographs of their outing were met with accusations of a PR stunt. So let me bring in my royal mastermind, Angela Levin, for the latest on that. Angela, we were meant to be getting new episodes of Archetypes, which I find sort of quite extraordinary, given that it was such a disaster, it was such a flop, no one really wanted this at all. But anyway, she was pushing ahead with it. Now, axed or delayed. What do you make of it?
Well, I think this is the Lemonada company.
It's
quite a small company.
Mm-hmm.
This must be certainly the second, maybe even now the third of putting something back. Because for Meghan, I think she doesn't think it's such a big deal. It's not. It's a small place, and they were very pleased and excited to have her. And then something else came along, and she dropped them. And I think this is very typical of Meghan. If she doesn't want you, she drops you. So this, I don't think she'd done very many podcasts. But in any case, I mean, this poor company that doesn't have much money and doesn't have a massive covering of the country for as other people, other shops do, she's just doesn't care, and they can't wait because they're not earning money either. It's pretty unkind. But on the other hand, when they're still doing other things, and if they do, they're going to push them out the way again. I mean, the best thing is to not to have them and let them find their own place where they can't upset people.
From PR disasters to podcast delays, it seems like the Duchess of Sussex is scrambling to stay relevant. But is the public buying it? Today, we're diving into why Meghan's podcast is in trouble, what Angela Levin really said, and how this all ties into Harry, Catherine, and the shifting royal media spotlight. Let's get into it.
The thing is, Angela, she's asking for sympathy from us, unbelievably. She thinks that everyone should feel sorry for her.
But she loves doing that. She loves doing that. Every so often she's doing that. She did it when she was in Buckingham Palace. She did it when she got to America, where she could have a lovely home, £11 million house. But she has to have a time when she's really hard done by. And, you know, it's just, that's her nature, isn't it? She's never satisfied, and she loves being hard done by, because then she could cry and look very bad. Everybody tells her she's wonderful. She needs that too, you see. You know, and Harry, I think, believe now that he's saying, oh, she's wonderful. Harry's telling her it's okay for a husband, but she's not exactly been very nice to him lately. But, you know, that's up to him. He says she's wonderful. She's doing very well. A friend of hers who's got a book who's come out, who's known her for a long time, Lindsay, she talked all about Meghan. This was her new book, but she talked all about Meghan, how wonderful she is. And if you sort of look back, you can see that Meghan always grabs someone who says she's absolutely wonderful. She goes into hiding and she leaves it for someone else to say, yes, she's so caring and loving and all that stuff. But when she's up and about, she doesn't want to see anybody who's actually going to disturb her from being the top one and the lead. I mean, this is just, I think after all these years, we've got her certainly sorted out. And
Yes.
I think that she, she does love to be, badly treated for a bit so she can moan. It's
Yeah,
hard for me to say that. It's harsh. But I do think that that's what it's like because she's always doing that.
it's a
I mean,
cycle.
I heard that their house now is worth about 22 million pounds. It's gone up. It's in a good area and it's gone up. It'll go down a bit because of all the fire, because it's still in near a fireplace, but it won't, because it's such a popular area, it'll go right up. Well, my goodness, they should be dancing. That is a huge amount of money. And jolly lucky, very good decision to buy that. But no, it's moan, 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 moan. Poor me. People don't want me to go and hug them. No, it's sometimes not appropriate, my dear. It's just ridiculous.
Breaking news from the royal media world. Angela Levin is not holding back. Meghan Markle's podcast has hit yet another roadblock, and Levin just delivered a brutal takedown. From PR disasters to podcast delays, it seems like the Duchess of Sussex is scrambling to stay relevant. But is the public buying it? Today we're diving into why Meghan's podcast is in trouble, what Angela Levin really said, and how this all ties into Harry, Catherine, and the shifting royal media spotlight.
Indeed it is, and I think it is worth just pointing out the briefing coming from Team Meghan, because as you say, it's always left to some hapless friend or some hapless PR who's been bullied behind the scenes. So sources close to her have said in pursuing a goal, as in the goal of being good, she's found herself at the receiving end of harsh treatment. Harry has reassured her of his pride in her actions and advised her to take a step back and not let it get to her. Still, it weighs on them. Rather than retreating from the situation, they opted to journey 2 hours into the heart of the fire zone to volunteer at the World Central Kitchen. There, they prepared meals for evacuees, engaged in conversations, and offered comfort to those affected. This response is exactly what you'd expect, and this is where it just goes so over the top. From someone who carries Princess Diana's legacy, Meghan has now gone into hermit mode over fears of more criticism for simply helping out.
There's nothing like Diana. Diana would never get under people's feet. If something was happening and it was dramatic and difficult, she wouldn't start going along there and doing something so that everyone would actually turn towards her, and the key people in the situation couldn't carry on with what was necessary. This is just wishful thinking.
Big time. And the thing that I just find so shameless, Angela, is they expect us to bow down to them for such little work. So Harry has now made a really lazy video for the Well Child Awards from exactly the same place where him and Meghan filmed that very uncomfortable video for the Poppy Appeal. And it's been put out in the media as he's issued an urgent plea in a new video from his Montecito home. But as Sonia Patterson posted on X, seriously, Harry, shouldn't you be promoting your Invictus Games now? Who advises you? Maybe you should have done this 2 weeks ago. Let me guess, you must have been sleeping. And here's the video, Angela.
They allow us to shine a spotlight on the remarkable stories of strength, resilience, and courage that they demonstrate every single day. And this year is especially significant as we celebrate the 20th Well Child Awards. It is a true privilege to honour the bravery and compassion of this incredible community. And to make this happen, we need your help to nominate the exceptional people who inspire you every single day. Your support.
Angela, I mean, what do you make of it?
Well, it makes me angry, really, because he doesn't come to see people in the charity. He does very little. He does go out every year once, but actually, surely, if he's a patron, he should know who the good people were. He should have contacts. He should know who to ask. He shouldn't just say to people, okay, you go off and find the right people who are inspirational and will really help us. That's what we want. No, you do it. That's just typical of them both, where they look at something and suggest everybody else does it.
Let's get into it. Cut to title screen with dramatic sound effect. Title: Angela Levin slams Meghan Markle. Podcast collapse? While Meghan's media presence falters, Catherine, the Princess of Wales, is thriving. She's reportedly been offered multiple Vogue covers and continues to build a strong global image without controversy.
Always.
He should make the difference. He is very popular when he's there, but once a year is not a very good idea. It's not enough. So he should do more. He shouldn't go groveling for people like that, And in any case, who dares to say that they are absolutely inspirational, wonderful people? I think you should avoid those people because they very rarely are. It's quiet people, like Catherine, really. She doesn't go around shouting about how wonderful she is, but actually more and more people think she is wonderful because she gets on and does things quietly and efficiently and lovingly. Whereas if you just call out for somebody who thinks they're inspirational, they've got all inspirational qualities, I don't think you find someone like that. Where's modesty? I mean, you can be very keen on something, but if you're not modest, you're not much use, I don't think. But I think he's got a cheek to do that. It's a real cheek. As for Invictus Games, it is very interesting that nothing has been done yet. It is going to be a winter one. And I've just heard that Meghan is going to go, and I know that they don't want her there. I just hope she doesn't wear a very short pair of shorts because it'll be very cold. But I know that's naughty. But, they don't want her there. She can't play any of these sports anyway. So she would just be wandering around smiling and changing her clothes and, holding Harry's hand. And she doesn't want to let him go this time. I mean, are they together? Aren't they together? I think because of what's happened with the fires, that she now wants a bit of comforting. And he's jolly good because he does exactly what he's told. He's told her she's wonderful, and now she will go with him because she obviously would want that. But we'll see how it is. But I don't know. I know that they're not very keen to have Meghan at all, because everything, the spotlight goes on to Meghan, and they don't like that. The spotlight should be on the Invictus Games people, the people who fought and have been badly wounded.
The contrast couldn't be clearer. One is being celebrated for quiet dignity and service, while the other is being scrutinized for overexposure and media manipulation. Sure, if you're into real royal analysis without the sugarcoating, hit that subscribe button right now and join our growing community. We've got more coming your way every week. So what does this all mean for Meghan's future in media? Is her podcast career officially on life support? Can she rebrand yet again? Or is the public finally tuning out? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Are the criticisms fair, or is Meghan just misunderstood? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it interesting. And as always, thanks for watching.